The Golden Horse, a heartwarming children's classical story by Mukhtar Ahmed. The Golden Horse is engaging, imaginative, and very well written. The language is smooth, clear, and appropriate for a children's audience. It reads like a professionally crafted tale with a classic storytelling style. Like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories that warm the heart and uplift the spirit. All rights reserved.
The Golden Horse by Mukhtar Ahmad. This story is from a very long time ago when there lived a very wealthy merchant in a certain country. This merchant had a son named Hadi who helped his father with his business. Hadi also had a friend, none other than Prince Jamal of that kingdom. Their friendship had started like this: the king was very fond of playing chess. One day he learned that Hadi's father, who was counted among the nobles of the kingdom, was a very skilled chess player. The king asked him to come to the palace every night to play chess with him. In this way, the merchant began to visit the palace regularly. At that time, Prince Jamal and Hadi were both quite young. Whenever the merchant came to the palace, Hadi accompanied him. While the king and the merchant played chess, Prince Jamal would play with Hadi. After some time, when the king noticed that the prince and Hadi had become close friends and that the prince had grown very fond of him, he granted Hadi permission not only to come to the palace to play with the prince but also arranged for them to be educated and trained together. From that time onward, the two boys began spending all their time together, and their friendship became even stronger. Time passed, and both of them grew up. Hadi started assisting his father in business matters. Often, this work required him to travel to other countries. Whenever Hadi traveled with his father carrying trade goods, Prince Jamal would become extremely sad in his absence. At present, too, Hadi was away in another country with his father, having brought trade goods there. Their stay had extended more than usual, but the good news was that all their goods had been sold and they had made a handsome profit. Now they were planning to return. One day before their return, Hadi went out for a walk from the inn. Wandering around, he reached the bank of a river. Near the river was a dense forest. Hadi thought to himself, why not explore the forest as well? As he entered the forest, he saw a little dwarf sitting under a mulberry tree with his face buried in his knees. Hadi went up to him and said, dear friend, who are you, and what are you doing in this forest? The dwarf raised his head from his knees, looked at Hadi, and said, young man, thank you for asking about me. My name is Jojo. I used to live in Fairyland and was the personal servant of Princess Dilara Fairy. But now, I've left her service. Hadi found this story very interesting. Sitting down beside Jojo, he asked, why did you leave the service of the princess? Was she ill tempered and didn't treat you well? No, that's not the reason, Jojo replied. She is a very kind fairy. But one day, she was upset about something. When I asked her why, she scolded me harshly and told me to mind my own business. Her behavior broke my heart, and I told her that I would neither serve her anymore nor remain in Fairyland. Since then, I've been wandering here and there. Hadi liked Jojo very much. He said, Jojo, you don't have to worry anymore. Forget whatever happened. From today, you are my friend, and I am yours. From now on, you'll live with me. When Jojo heard this, he quickly stood up, dusted off his clothes, and began walking with Hadi. Hadi brought him back to the inn and told his father that Jojo would now stay with them. The next day, they set off for home. After traveling for a day and a night, they reached their city. After arriving home, Hadi sat with his mother for a while and told her about the events that had happened during the journey. His mother was very happy to see Jojo. She immediately sent Hadi to the market to buy fine clothes and shoes for him. After bathing and cleaning up, Jojo looked very handsome in his new clothes. Once these chores were done, Hadi and Jojo got into a two-horse carriage and set off for the palace to meet the prince. It had been quite some time since Hadi had met Prince Jamal. When Hadi arrived at the palace, the prince was overjoyed to see him and embraced him warmly. Introducing Jojo to Prince Jamal, Hadi said, "This is my new friend, Jojo. I met him in the forest." Then he told Prince Jamal the whole story. Prince Jamal affectionately invited Jojo to sit beside him and began chatting with him. Hadi noticed that Prince Jamal seemed a bit worried. When the prince turned his attention to him, Hadi said, "Prince, I can see that you look a little troubled. What's the matter?" With a faint smile, Prince Jamal replied, "Hadi, I'm very worried. You were away on a trading journey with your father. During that time, I had to attend the annual coronation celebration of King Roshan Nagar. There, I saw his daughter, Princess Meher Bano. She is the most beautiful princess in the world. I wish to marry her, but many other princes have also sent marriage proposals for her. Everyone wants to marry her. So the king has set a condition: whoever wins the horse race will marry Meher Bano. Now you tell me, what does a horse race have to do with a princess's marriage?" "There is a connection," Hadi replied. "Many princes, including you, have sent proposals. If the king were to choose one and reject all the others outright, it would damage relations with other kingdoms. The king has made a very wise decision. Your horse is of an excellent breed. I've seen it run. It doesn't gallop, it flies. Why are you worried? Take part in the race. God willing, you'll be the one to win." Prince Jamal felt a little comforted after Hadi's encouraging words. Since Hadi's father had returned after a long journey, he wanted to rest for a couple of months before traveling again. This gave Hadi a vacation too. He and Jojo spent most of their time with Prince Jamal, taking care of the horse. It was on this very horse that Prince Jamal was to participate in the royal race. The race was just a week away, and the participants had started arriving. Prince Jamal, along with Hadi and Jojo, also reached Roshan Nagar. Many princes from other kingdoms had also arrived. They were all staying in the royal guest house and were being warmly welcomed. Jojo was very excited to see all the princes. But there was one prince named Prince Sharafat whom Jojo didn't like at all. He was short, dark-skinned, and had tiny eyes. Jojo guessed just by looking at him that he must be greedy and selfish. All the princes had brought their own horses, which were kept in a grand stable. An expert stable master and many servants were appointed to take care of them. Jojo noticed that Prince Sharafat often wandered near the stables, observing the horses carefully. He often glared at Prince Jamal's horse, clearly envious of its unmatched strength and stature. Then, a strange incident occurred just one day before the race. When Prince Jamal came to the stable with Hadi and Jojo to check on his horse, the stable was empty. Hadi quickly called one of the attendants and asked about the missing horse, but the attendant claimed he didn't know anything. Soon, the news spread like wildfire: Prince Jamal's horse had disappeared. All the princes gathered around. Prince Sharafat was among them. Looking around at the others, he said with a smirk, "Perhaps Prince Jamal made his horse disappear himself out of fear of losing the race." Hadi glared at him and was about to respond when Prince Jamal signaled him to stay quiet. Royal guards were sent out in all directions to search for the horse. But of course, the horse was not to be found. Disheartened, they returned to their room. Prince Jamal lay sadly on his bed, deeply worried. Hadi sat, thinking hard about what to do next. Jojo was standing by the window, peeking outside. Suddenly, Jojo saw something and quickly ducked under Hadi's bed. Hadi was shocked at the sight and rushed to the window. He stared into the darkness outside, straining his eyes. Then, all of a sudden, a bright magical light lit up the room. Prince Jamal sat up in bed, startled. The light was coming from the wings of a beautiful fairy who entered the room through the window. She smiled at Hadi and Prince Jamal and said, Jojo, hiding is useless. I've seen you. You must return with me. Princess Dilara is unwell with sorrow. She misses you dearly. She deeply regrets the way she treated you and has sent me to find you. I'm so glad I finally have. I'm not going anywhere, Jojo said, crawling out from under the bed. I'm happy here with my friend Hadi. He treats me kindly, unlike the princess. She scolded me for no reason. It hurt me deeply. I will never go back to the fairyland. The fairy looked helplessly at Hadi and Prince Jamal, as if asking them to convince Jojo. Hadi gently gestured for her to sit down. On the table in the room were some fruits and drinks. Jojo offered a tray of fruits and a cup of juice to the fairy. She said to Jojo, the princess is truly sorry for what she did. She gave me the responsibility to find you. I've been searching for you everywhere. Thank goodness, I finally found you. Jojo's heart softened a little. He said, listen, Chanda fairy. I'll think about going back with you to fairyland. But right now, we're in trouble. The race is tomorrow and our prince's horse has gone missing. Can you help us somehow? Chanda fairy replied, I was sure I'd find you. So I had already brought a golden horse from the royal stables of fairyland. I've hidden it inside a cave and I go there daily to feed it. Tomorrow morning, we'll go to the mountains and bring the horse here. Prince Jamal will ride it in the race. The king is furious about the missing horse, said Hadi. He has ordered the chief of guards to find the thief immediately. After chatting a little more, everyone went to sleep. When morning came, Prince Jamal and Hadi noticed that Jojo and Chanda fairy were nowhere to be seen. The royal servants came in and placed breakfast on the table. The prince and Hadi waited for Jojo and Chanda fairy to return so they could eat together, but there was no sign of them. Meanwhile, outside the palace, the race grounds were filling with people. They could hear the excited chatter of the crowd from their window. Prince Jamal looked outside. All the other princes had gathered with their strong, fresh horses. His heart sunk. If he hadn't been betrayed, he too would have stood there proudly with his horse. They still haven't returned, Hadi said anxiously. The race is about to begin. Maybe we should ask the king for another horse from the royal stables. Just then, the personal maid of Princess Meher Bano entered the room. Her face looked tense. Prince Jamal, she said. The princess sent me. She's very concerned. She says if your horse is missing, you should take another from the royal stables. She insists that you must participate in the race. She believes you will win. All right, we are coming, Prince Jamal replied to the maid. Just then, they heard Jojo's excited voice from outside, Hadi. Hadi. Come quickly, look who I've brought with me. At the sound of his voice, Hadi rushed outside like lightning. The moment he saw Jojo, he leapt with joy. Jojo was walking toward them, holding the reins of a beautiful, healthy horse. The horse's coat was golden and shiny. Prince Jamal followed Hadi outside and his eyes lit up with joy as he gazed at the magnificent golden horse. Jojo handed the reins to Prince Jamal and said, "Here you go, Prince. In the name of God, mount this horse and enter the race. It is incredibly swift, no other horse will be able to match it." Prince Jamal placed his foot in the stirrup, mounted the golden horse, and galloped off toward the race grounds. Hadi and Jojo followed him on foot. On the way, Jojo told Hadi that Chanda Fairy had given him the horse and returned to Fairyland to inform Princess Dilara that Jojo had been found. She promised to return in a day or two. Meanwhile, both Princess Meher Bano and the king were growing anxious as Prince Jamal had not yet arrived. Because of his noble character and handsome appearance, the king secretly hoped he would become Meher Bano's husband. The king had already heard that Prince Jamal's horse had disappeared. He assumed the prince must have arranged another horse. By now, he kept glancing impatiently at the gates of the race ground, but there was still no sign of Prince Jamal. The king lowered his head in thought, when suddenly, he heard Princess Meher Bano's joyful gasp. Startled, he looked up and saw her staring toward the entrance. Following her gaze, the king saw Prince Jamal riding the golden horse into the race ground. He galloped in and lined up among the other princes waiting to race. Prince Sharafat's eyes widened in shock. His mouth fell open when he saw Prince Jamal and his magnificent horse. A smile spread across the king's face. Soon, the race began. At Prince Jamal's signal, the golden horse leapt forward with astonishing speed and quickly overtook all the other horses. A huge crowd had gathered to watch the race. Seeing the lightning speed of the golden horse, the crowd erupted in cheers and shouts of excitement. Everyone was now certain Prince Jamal would win. When the racers completed the final lap, their belief turned into truth. Prince Jamal's golden horse was leading the pack. He had won the race. As the race ended, the king stood up from his seat in delight and hugged Prince Jamal. Princess Meher Bano's face was glowing with happiness. When the queen looked at her daughter, she instantly understood Meher Bano had also been hoping for Prince Jamal's victory. Seeing her daughter happy, the queen smiled too. The joy of Prince Jamal's victory spread everywhere. People danced and sang in the race grounds. At that moment, the chief guard arrived, dragging a servant in chains. He bowed before the king and said, "Your Majesty, as ordered, I investigated the disappearance of Prince Jamal's horse. This is the traitor who stole it." "Forgive me, Your Highness," the servant cried. "I was blinded by greed. Prince Sharafat promised me a bag of gold coins if I made the horse disappear. He was afraid Prince Jamal would win. He also promised to make me head servant of the palace if he married the princess." Prince Sharafat was standing nearby. When he realized his crime had been exposed, he quickly turned his horse and galloped away at full speed, disappearing from sight. The people present all cursed him. By the king's order, the servant was thrown into the palace prison. A few days later, a grand wedding was held. Prince Jamal married Princess Meher Bano with great celebration. Prince Jamal's mother and father were overjoyed that their son had married such a noble and lovely princess. Chanda Fairy and Jojo also attended the wedding. After the celebrations ended, Jojo mounted the golden horse and returned to Fairyland with Chanda Fairy. When they arrived, Princess Dilara was thrilled to see Jojo. She gave Chanda Fairy a generous reward and sincerely apologized to Jojo for her past behavior. Jojo had missed the princess too, but he acted a little proud at first. To keep his dignity, he said, Princess, if you ever scold me again or get angry at me, I'll disappear to a place so far away that even Chanda Fairy won't be able to find me. The princess smiled at his warning and said, I promise, from now on, I'll never do anything to upset my dear Jojo again. Hearing this, Jojo leapt with joy and ran off into the garden. Not long after, Princess Dilara joined him there. The two of them sat on silver chain swings, swinging happily together.